Cough into the mic. Go ahead. Thank you so much.
I won't cough onto the mic because that's just rude.
Yeah, and unsanitary.
Yeah.
How come you're always sick? Welcome back to another episode of Who Is with Ross Oteri. My name is Ross Oteri. This is...
Maida Sood.
And why is Maida always sick? That's the first question I have.
Oh, I'm not always sick.
Yeah, you are.
Low-key.
Yeah, like I know you like to go out and you like to enjoy, have
I
fun.
think I just was not prepared for how cold Vancouver would be.
Yeah, do you not just have enough layers on when you're going out?
I'm dumb and stubborn, and I don't take
I
my
knew
umbrella.
that. You don't have to tell
And
me
I
that
don't
twice.
put my hood up when I'm walking in the rain because I'm like, yeah, walking in the rain, and I'm excited to do it, and then I get sick.
So you're like Spider-Man. You just feel like, walking in the rain, suits in the garbage.
Huh? Spider-Man sleeps in the garbage?
Suit in the garbage. It's a reference to when Spider-Man stops being Spider-Man. Okay.
I don't know, Spider-Man, man. Don't
okay.
start with this
No,
Marvel
I know.
shit
No,
again.
I know.
Anyway, 21st... Oh, well... Nope.
What? What? What was that? What was that?
Never mind. All right,
You
so
would-
now that
hey,
we're
hey,
so
Maida. You'd tell me if you had a stroke, right? Like, you wouldn't hide
Absolutely
that from me.
not. Absolutely. I wouldn't tell anyone. I would just
Okay.
carry on.
Okay.
Dude, once I had a dream where I got AIDS because I was watching House MD at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and they were talking about AIDS a lot. And then I had a dream that I got AIDS, and then everyone was like, "Oh my god," and I was like, "Yeah, it's chill though."
Yeah, I mean,
And I think that would be exactly how I would react
how
if I got
deadly
a
is AIDS
stroke.
these days? Because I know, back in the day, it was
It's
death
manageable,
sentence.
but it's a death sentence.
I know HIV is manageable,
What? That's right.
but is AIDS
I don't know
still
anything about
manageable? Yeah, I don't know much about AIDS either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome back to medical talk.
Very scientific.
How
Scientific here.
is your New Year's resolution going? I know you had a whole thing last time we were here.
Yeah, so after that episode, I
Mhm.
kind of decided to have a New Year's resolution, and my New
Mhm.
Year's resolution was to work on my British accent.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Uh-huh.
I was so excited. Yeah, I think people's New Year's resolutions nowadays are just too serious. We
Mhm.
need to we need to bring back some unseriousness.
You would like whimsy in the resolution market.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit of whimsy, a little bit of tomfoolery.
How is your British accent now since the past week that you've
Pish
decided this?
posh.
No, so you still have a ways to go. Okay.
What? That was such an accurate pish posh.
Oh. Who
Are
was
you
that?
kidding?
Who was that supposed to be? Where in England? What class are we?
It's this 18th century
Mhm.
upper class
Oh.
politician in parliament.
Uh-huh.
What do you mean?
Well, it's not actually a very good British accent, I'll be
It's
honest.
hogwash.
I think I actually have a pretty good British accent. I've been told by British people that my British accent's actually scary impressive.
That actually is really good.
Yeah,
Mine's
it's actually
just
very good.
See, my issue is that I watch a lot of period dramas.
Mm-hmm. So
Like
your
Downton
accent's
Abbey.
from back in the day.
Yeah,
Then. Yeah.
it's not very modern.
No, it's not modern at all.
Yeah, and I'm watching The Crown right now, so my inner monologue is just British.
Mm.
So it's a lot of rather and
Rather than
quite
Father would like me to be a
rather
barber. Father would
quiet
like me to
little
be a
boy.
barber. Yeah.
yeah. So
He's a quaint little lad, ain't he?
okay, calm down.
he's a
No
quaint-
need to show off.
He's a quaint little lad, isn't he?
Stop showing off. Can
Yeah.
you do a Scots accent?
A scouser. What's a scouser? Is a scouser like this?
I actually don't know.
I don't know what a scouser
I don't know why I asked you if you could
Yeah,
do
I
one.
don't know
As
what
if
a
I'm
Scouse
gonna be able
is.
to judge.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to hear my Beatles impressions?
Yeah. Okay, I got way too excited.
John, Paul, Ringo, George. It's pretty good.
That's really good.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Uh,
I'd like to be.
why can't you actually be this funny or actually funny all the time?
I'm okay, sure. I think it's because it's not targeted at you anymore. Now
Yeah,
it's
now
like,
we're just having a
yeah.
conversation instead of like.
I'm working on my resolution. I'm trying to be less annoying. Yeah.
Good job, good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep it up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
What was that?
sorry, I
What
was
was
just
this?
thinking about like
Did you
how
just?
much
Are you
work it's
stressed?
gonna
Are you
take.
stressed?
No,
What was that?
I was just thinking about how much work it's gonna be to actually improve my British accent.
Well, like, what do you
Like,
think you have to
imagine me
do?
at home. Maybe stop watching period films.
Just watch like newer, and also the period films. I feel like still have pretty modern accents.
No, they
They're
don't.
all just very
Have you
posh.
seen The Crown?
No, I haven't. To be fair,
I love The Crown. You should watch it. Everyone, I
but like
mean,
Downton Abbey has like pretty like they just speak how they
oh
speak.
my god, no. You know what era
Alright.
Downton Abbey set in? Like early 1900s.
Yeah, Victorian
Yeah,
or Edwardian,
I don't know. Georgian,
Georgian. Yeah, yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
I don't know. I should know. For someone who's
You made a suit. We
in
have
love,
to know.
yeah. Also, I love The Crown. I should know, but like, also, who cares?
Mm.
It's the monarchy.
Anyway, we should probably get to the guest. Please welcome Akuol Riak to the show. Akuol, welcome.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
She's a very, no, I butchered it. Never mind. I was
Hey.
gonna say she's a quality person. I said never mind. You insisted. You insisted, didn't you? I don't know what accent that was. That's enough of me. Bye. Listen to Akuol.
Akuol, welcome to the Akuol Riak, everyone. Welcome to the show. This is all staying in. Akuol Riak, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's super cool to be here.
Yeah, first guest of 2026. 2026, the big 26. Closer to 2030 than we are 2020, which is crazy.
I know, that's insane.
Yeah.
2016 was 10 years ago.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was a good year. I don't know about you guys.
We're going back to 2016.
Yeah.
That's the movement.
I hope it's better. I hope this year's better than 2016, though.
Yeah, I agree with you. Akuol, we always start the show with one question. Who are you?
Who am I? I feel like that reminds me of, you'll have to forgive me for this, but like back when Vine was a thing, there was this one meme where this like kid, he like turned around, he was like, wait a minute, who are you?
Yeah.
And genuinely, like, I don't know, that it's just the funniest thing. I guess definitely one thing people can know is that I like love just like watching funny videos and memes. If I was prime minister today, I would bring back Vine because I don't know why Vine had to go, because it had pretty much like all the good stuff about like social media, like the funny videos and like people creating content without all the like toxicity, so like that comparison and a lot of, I feel like, the negative stuff that a lot of platforms such as like TikTok and like Instagram have. So yeah, bring Vine back. I am in my fourth year. I'm my fourth final year here, and I'm a sociology major and a psych minor. And I've always wanted to go into teaching, but when I came to UBC, they didn't have like an undergraduate program for teaching, and so I came here and I was like, okay, well, like what do I do? And so kind of went through different career changes. I was like, I'm gonna be a pediatrician. I'm gonna go to med school. It's gonna be great. Found out the medicine route is not really for me. I think the lifestyle is a lot. It's quite harsh, and honestly, like, kudos to people who can like do that. And then I was like, psychology, like I could be a psychologist. Like I could sit and like listen to people and help them through their problems. And I also realized maybe that lifestyle wasn't as much for me. And so then I kind of came back to this, actually I want to be a teacher and I want to work with kids. At the end of the day, I've always wanted to work with youth. And so there are a lot of different ways you can do that. But I think teaching for me was kind of the career because it's versatile. Every day is so different. Also, teachers make such a profound impact. I remember some of like my favorite teachers growing up, even favorite professors, and just how much like they've taught and helped me grow and like believed in me, especially when like, you know, I didn't see that potential in myself. So lots of cool reasons to be a teacher. I know I'm going to be broke.
Who's the money thing? The money aspect is a little rough. You do it for the love of the game.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Who were like some teachers that were like standout for you?
Whoa. In grade 7, my grade 7 teacher, his name was Mr. Mitchell. He also was my track and field coach for 6 years, 6 going on 7 years. And he was awesome. He was someone who cared about you as a person first, you know. And I remember my grade 7 year was like also pretty nuts. We just had a lot of like class clowns in my group, and we definitely did not make it easy on him. But he was someone who just genuinely was so passionate, and also because he was my track coach, I got to know him a lot better. Like he would give me rides to practice sometimes. We would have Sunday morning runs at his place. Like we'd go for a run, we'd go to his place, and then we would like stretch and we'd talk, and just generally like a super caring person. So definitely like standout teacher outside of the academics, but I think just again that like human relationship, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember there was this teacher coach for me.
Hmm.
His name was Mr. Prepetit. Shout out Mr. Prepetit. He was like, we never did any like Sunday runs. I never been to his house, which is actually messed up, Prepetit. I don't know why he didn't let us come to your house. But like he was like one of the only black teachers as well who
Hmm.
was like in our like little private school. He was like my first organized basketball coach as
Yeah.
well. Like kind of a solid figure. Like my version of that, I guess. Yeah.
That's so cool. You
Yeah.
know what? I have yet to have a black teacher. Just
Interesting.
going back in my memory files, I don't think I've ever had. No. Yeah, everyone else, everywhere else, but like not a black teacher, which shows
Yeah.
that we need more representation in the
Yeah.
education community. And yeah, I think it's super profound a lot of the impacts that like teachers have.
Mhm.
It's like to the point where I went back home, right? During Christmas. I'm from Saskatchewan, which is to be honest, to me, I feel like it's quite a meaningless personality trait or like a trait of mine, but that's actually something that a lot of people see as quite a big part of me, where they're like, oh yeah, wait, aren't you from Saskatchewan? And I'm like, yeah, but like I wouldn't go up to someone and be like, oh wait, aren't you from Vancouver? You know what I mean? Like I don't know, it's just
You
weird.
know why that is? Because Saskatchewan somehow is a real place.
It's a
So it's like when you meet people from there, you're like, holy shit, right? That place?
it's like, wait, they exist?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the name's so.
It is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know where it comes from.
I feel like I was gonna say that it sounds kind of crazy, but then I was like, oh wait, maybe there's like deeper.
Yeah, there's probably a deeper reason for it.
Yeah.
It
More
is.
exotic.
It's like it's made fun of in
Yeah.
a lot of like American media as well.
Yeah.
You guys heard of Chapel Rowan's song? She made a song about
Oh, yeah.
Saskatchewan. You
Yeah.
have?
Of course.
Okay, cool. Yeah. No, everyone's like, okay, now that she's made the song, like she has to come to Sask. And actually, she kind of put us on the map for a bit because I remember like right after the song was released, there was this like statistic about like, oh, Sask has had the highest tourism rate in the past like couple years.
Mhm.
So she gave us a bit of clout. But I don't know if people actually really enjoyed their time when they were in the prairies. I definitely feel like I love the city. I love being in places like Vancouver, Toronto, Montreal. I think there's just more to do. Sask is definitely more of that like slower life, small cities, and it's nice to like raise a family there. But like once you kind of get a lot older, you've graduated high school and you're looking for more to do. You're looking to grow. I think that's where traveling and like living in different places, living abroad, is really helpful. So I like Vancouver.
And you're from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan.
Yep, that is right.
Shout out Moose Jaw. You guys have
Yes.
a WHL team.
We do. Do you know what
Yeah.
they're called?
I forget what they're called. Do you know their team?
That's really impressive that you know that we have one. It's the Warriors, Moose Jaw Warriors.
Right. Yeah, Moose Jaw Warriors. I
Yeah,
knew
yeah.
a couple people who played on that team.
What?
So
Okay.
yeah.
Subtle flag.
Shout out Moose Jaw. No, WHL is, I don't know. I guess I grew up around a lot of hockey people, so I knew like 3 or 4 people who played in the WHL.
That's another thing
Um,
too. I think Sask, Alberta, even getting to BC, there's lots of hockey towns,
Yeah.
and hockey's like one of the big. It's a big winter sport, and then in the summer, we have lacrosse. Baseball's also pretty big.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I actually grew up like going to like Warriors games, and over the summer, my friends would have like season tickets, so we'd watch baseball. And actually, sport was like a really big part of my life too, growing up.
Yeah. Well, say a little bit more about that.
Man, I was a track athlete for 8, 9 years, and I left track January 2025 because not like a personal choice or because I was tired of it or whatever, but because I had this chronic injury that wasn't letting me be the best athlete I could be. And so I kind of came to this hard decision to leave the team. So yeah, I was with UBC varsity for 2.5 years. And before that, I had, ran track in high school and I ran for like my local, like my hometown. Um, and that was actually like, to be honest, my whole life. Like genuinely, like everything I did, eat, breathe, sleep, all the actions, every pretty much moment of my life was, okay, how can I be a better athlete and how can I win? So I was very tunnel vision. And I remember like the choice of leaving the team was probably one of the hardest decisions I had to make because I didn't really know what I could do afterwards. I was like, it sounds kind of silly now. Like, I feel like if you're not in that world, it's really hard to relate. But for those who like have been in sports, or even, for example, if you've been in like dance or music, or if you've had a passion where you've devoted like pretty much your entire life to it, and then it's kind of this choice where it comes to an end, or in my example, I would say it comes to a stop. You think the world is going to end. And yeah, January 2025, I think the start of 2025 was kind of rough, not having practices anymore, not being a varsity athlete. There's lots of perks to being a varsity athlete. And I was like, okay, like, what's next? And actually, I'm really thankful because I feel like my friends, I don't know if they know it, but like they actually were really helpful of me being able to like move on and find other things. Also being involved in like different activities on campus was really helpful. So I realized that at the end of the day, like sport and track is like, it's not everything. And I was able to get through it, and now I can like talk about it fine and tell people that like, yeah, actually I've been able to make a life for myself. I would love to get back into sport if, God willing, injury heals, and track will always be there. It's just a matter of like when and maybe if I come back,
Yeah. You brought up a lot of interesting stuff because like I was for me it was basketball which was like basically like my track, which took up like my whole life. Until like it didn't, and then it was like the adjustment period was kind of weird because it's like a big part of your identity, you know. I was curious though because you mentioned like the perks of like being a varsity athlete. What are some of those perks that a lot of people don't really see?
Oh my gosh. To be honest, I think just being part of a team, being part of a community, like before you actually come to UBC, like you come because, being from SAS coming here, there weren't a lot of people from even just the province as a whole that came here. So I was here basically on my own. But I was fine with it because I love talking to people. I love meeting people. So I was actually super excited to like meet people and stuff. And so it was nice having the track community just already there, kind of that established community. Another thing too is like free tickets to games. You basically, as a varsity athlete, you get free tickets to basically all of the championship games, to homecoming. And yes, like UBC students as a whole get free tickets, but that's only for like regular season games. So like things like homecoming or like courtside, which is a big basketball game. Like you get to go in for free. I think also like clout. Like,
yeah, I was just gonna say.
I don't know if track athletes get a lot of clout, but like football, basketball, man.
Also, you get those like really cool backpacks that have varsity written on it.
Yeah, I actually never really wore that when I was an athlete because like I have this weird thing about like I try and be as brandless as possible, at least when it comes to things that I'm a part of. So like varsity sports, I actually still have the backpack at home, but yeah, I don't wear that anymore. It is really cool though, and it's actually a really nice backpack.
Yeah,
I can't lie.
It looks high quality.
It is. It's Lululemon, guys.
Damn.
Oh, bro, Lululemon discounts. As an athlete, you get like a certain percentage of discounts. So yeah, there's like those perks, and then also I think just like representing UBC, having great coaches, great staff to work with. A lot of that stuff I miss. Oh, the gym. Yeah, going from like varsity gym to like working out at like Bird Coop, Arc, all of that was an adjustment, but I've gotten along with it.
What's in that gym? I've always been curious to see like go inside the varsity athlete gym.
To be honest, there's just a lot. Like think of the equipment at like Rec North.
Yeah.
Times that by like 10, and we just have a ton of squat racks, but no machines. Like you don't have your shoulder press machine. You don't really have like hip thrust machine. Like no machines. It's very much like free weights.
Yeah.
But it's pretty big. Like pretty much the whole football team, they kind of have to split into 2 different sessions, I believe, and that's 70 people, right?
Yeah.
You could have half the team in that gym. So it's pretty good. It's yeah,
Okay, word. Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, you spoke a bit about like the adjustment, at least
Mhm.
like in like your material life. How
Mhm.
was it like on the inside? Like changing that part of you that wasn't like that part that you identified with as an athlete, that you were not longer that anymore.
Yeah. I feel like that took some time to get through. I think that I had a lot of idols that I worshipped, and sport was one of them. And I think, like you mentioned, putting your identity, when you put your identity in materialistic things, it is a very weak foundation because in sport, like one injury can ruin your career and
Mm-hmm.
you're out. Or, maybe you get sick of it and then you leave. But then once you've left that sport, you've also left that part of yourself. Like you almost have like lost who you are as a person because again, all of your resources have been to just this one thing. And so I learned that I was worshiping some idols that were not doing me justice, and I'm trying to come out of that. And I feel like that also goes into things like grades or fame or money. Like I think that at times we tend to put our sense of self in very flimsy, very weak foundations. And then when things are going great, it's awesome. You know what I mean? Like if you're making a bunch of money, like dope, you can, I don't know, pay for a vacation for your parents, buy a new car, buy new stuff.
Buy a helicopter.
Low key,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Maybe that's 2026 goal for someone. I don't know.
Yeah.
But when things aren't going really great, that's when you really you lose perspective, and it takes a hit as you as a person versus just looking at it as like circumstantial. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have a bad race, you're like, oh, I'm a terrible athlete. Or like, oh, I'm like so weak. Instead of looking at it and being like, okay, like that was a bad race. That doesn't mean that I'm a bad athlete.
Yeah.
And I think that goes with a lot of other things. You fail an exam. It doesn't mean that you're a terrible person. That just means that exam
Just didn't go your
wasn't
way.
it. It
Yeah.
didn't go your way. 100%. And so that's something that I would really encourage people to like really think about. Like, what are you putting your worth in? Like, what are you like worshiping? And it also ties into like how to be like a happier person. Because I think that was something else that I'm slowly starting to learn about being out of sport.
Yeah.
Is that also why like you said you choose to be as brandless as possible? Because you don't want to attach your self-worth to like things like varsity or
Uh-huh.
in sociology.
Yeah. Ooh, I actually have not thought about that. I guess to like semi answer your question, I might think of a better answer later. But like I do that more because I'm quite a private person. I would definitely say that I don't like share a lot with the world. And so if you want to get to know me, like come and talk to me. I'm super down to talk. But for example, like social media and stuff, like I have maybe like 2 posts and they weren't even like my own. They were posts that I was like
Like
in
collab.
collabs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when that came out. So I think it just also ties into like that nature of myself. But I can also see what you mean about how identity, the things you wear, the things that you do, ties into your identity, right?
Yeah. 100%. Um, it's like we're all just NASCAR cars.
NASCAR cars.
Yeah. We all just have these logos on us that tell us who we are.
NASCAR, that's such a niche reference. Like,
What NASCAR car would you be?
Lightning McQueen.
I love how it's just like instant, like no hesitation.
Lightning McQueen. Yep.
okay, um, it's good to have goals.
You kind of brought up a little bit with failure. Like you kind of brought it up just now very quickly. On like your like the guest intake thingy.
Mhm.
By the way, if you want to come on the show, guest intake form, link in the show's bio, blah blah blah. Get on your guest intake form thing. You mentioned like failure. And it made me think of like the Giannis Antetokounmpo clip. If you know what I'm talking about.
I
Where
don't.
He basically describes it's like there's no such thing as failure. It's like you just try stuff and then you learn and then you try it again and then you learn again and then it's like failure isn't actually a thing. It's like you just keep going until you eventually get it.
Yeah, one of my
like high school teacher's favorite quotes was fail just stands for first attempt in learning. So something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, 100%. Giannis has it figured out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, genuinely, it takes so long before I feel like, and some people actually never realize that, like, failure is never all this terrible, horrible thing. Of course, it sucks, right?
Yeah.
When you're trying at something, when you're studying for a test and it doesn't go the way you want, or you're practicing for your basketball game and you just can't quite, you know, do a skill that you've been working on. So failure is definitely like an uncomfortable emotion, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that it's negatively a bad thing. I actually think I've learned more from my failures than from any amount of success I've ever had in my life, because you actually learn how to like tweak things. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I think if everything was going well and you were killing it at life, you would kind of just keep doing what you're doing. But I feel like from my failures, from the times where like I didn't know what was going on, that actually really helped me to pause, number one, and just like reflect over what was going on and actually learn more. And I think it's super huge to realize that like failure is just a part of the journey. You know what I mean? And I've heard quotes too about like, imagine if you were like 10 failures away from success. How hard would you try? And the thing is that we don't really know like how many failures we're away from like winning at life. But it just goes to show that, like, trying, if anything, trying and learning should be the goal.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't just stop at the first setback that you have. And know that, like, other people are experiencing the same thing. I think we don't really talk about, like, our setbacks a lot. There's kind of that whole thing where, like, the winners write the history books, which makes sense. Everyone wants to hear the good story. Everyone wants to hear the hero win. But because I feel like we don't really talk about our failures, it's kind of created this idea that you shouldn't fail.
Yeah. Even the way we position it as like winning, losing, failing, succeeding, like as if these things are diametrically opposed, when it's like just steps to the process as you described.
I do kind of see a shift nowadays though. Like I think we're slowly moving towards accepting that what we consider failure is just another stepping stone. Like around New Year's, one of the main, well, I don't know if it was, well, one of the big trends on social media was like unaccomplishments. And they were essentially celebrating failures or something that went horribly wrong that they perhaps felt bad about. And they were putting it on a cake and then ate the cake.
Yeah. Wait, that's like the rebranded Hear Me Out cake.
Yeah, exactly.
Love that stuff. But I think that's actually really cool that like even it's taken on social media, that people are not just thinking about the failures, but like celebrating it and also telling other people about it. You know what I mean? Because it's one thing to kind of keep it to yourself and like go through that introspection, but it's another thing to actually like tell your friend like, hey, like, I actually got fired from a job.
Yeah.
Like that's so hard to say. But when you realize that it's actually okay, and that's just like a lot of people go through unfortunate circumstances, and maybe your friend's gonna be like, hey, I actually like didn't get into the school I wanted. I was actually rejected. I think that's actually where you share humanity. That's something I want more in the world. I would love it if we were more human and we were more, I think, vulnerable and like willing to share things. And I see like small steps towards that, which is really cool to see. But I'm kind of impatient. I'm like, no, we gotta be that right now. You know what I mean?
Speed it up.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Like NASCAR.
Yeah, exactly. God, NASCAR is so cool.
Yeah.
You know how there's Marty Supreme? You know what Marty Supreme has done for like the sport of ping pong? Marty Supreme, he's this legendary ping pong player.
Yes, I know who Marty Supreme.
I know. No, I know you don't watch a lot of movies, but
I'm actually obsessed with the marketing of Marty Supreme.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna do that for NASCAR. That was my point.
Neat.
You're gonna make a movie about NASCAR?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a movie about NASCAR or like F1. You know the F1 movie?
I was gonna say I actually watched that movie.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
It was, right?
Yeah.
Now imagine that, but we're just in a circle, over and over again.
I'm not gonna lie, you have big shoes to fill. F1,
Yeah.
Marty Supreme, or like,
No,
big
it's
hits.
like Damson Idris, like Timothy Chalamet,
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Mine's gonna star Steve Buscemi.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
do I know? I don't know if I know him. Name something that he's in.
I don't know. I don't know anything he's in. I'm not gonna lie. I just
No,
know
that's all
him
good.
because he kind of has crazy eyes.
He's the guy with the eyes.
Oh gosh.
Has like really big eyes.
You know
Is he
him.
in Get Out?
No,
No.
but you know him. He's
Maybe
in.
I'll have to go back and
He's in The Big
check online.
Lebowski.
Yeah.
I think one of his memes is like,
How Do You Do, Fellow Kids? That's him.
What? Oh, what? Okay, this is the one meme where I feel like I
It's like the
don't
old guy
have
with the
in my memory
skateboard.
files.
The old guy with the skateboard and
Oh,
the backwards
gosh.
hat.
I feel like I'm getting pop quizzed right now. Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
Just failed.
next question. Who did Kylie Jenner date in 2016?
Yeah.
Ooh, pop culture?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure, actually.
I don't know either.
Tyga. Guys, it's Tyga.
Oh, okay.
Tyga.
Do you watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians?
No.
It's fine if you do. Like, I'm not gonna. I was gonna say my sister watches it, and like sometimes, well, she watched it, so past tense.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I would like sit in and see what was up.
No, I remember it was Tyga because it was Tyga or Big Sean, and it was weird because she was also like 16 at the time,
Oh, wait.
and they were like 24.
Celebrities could like kind of do that. It sounds gross, but like celebrities like just
Yeah,
Yeah.
they get away with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not anymore, guys. Not anymore. Not in this political climate.
Not,
Let's stay in 2025.
not in this political climate.
Yeah, I hear that. I actually have a question for you guys because I know we've been talking a lot about failures and setbacks, all these sucky things, but I'd love to hear about like happiness and like what are things that make you happy? What are things in 2026 that you want to see more of?
NASCAR.
NASCAR?
Yeah,
Love
that's my answer. Sued? Made it sued? You can say me being shot if that'd make you happy.
Hey, in this political climate, I'm not saying that. Come on.
It's fine. It's not like it's an audio medium.
I love podcasts where people just sit in silence.
Yeah, contemplation.
It's called a ThinkCast.
I think what I want to see more of is people. And just like people being outgoing and just talking to everyone around them. Yeah, strangers. I love strangers. I just want to meet more strangers.
I totally get that. Yeah, I feel like that's something that living in Vancouver you don't get a lot of, which is actually something that Saskatchewan actually has like a one-up on Van. Sask is like people are just super friendly, super down to talk to you, just strangers to strangers, right?
Mhm.
And actually, I agree. That's something that like I would also love to see as like a self-proclaimed extrovert. I love going up and just talking to random people. I don't know if other people like that, but I feel like it's just something that actually makes you feel so much better. And there's actually like a science of happiness where like scientifically extroverts are actually more happy than introverts.
That makes sense.
And a lot of it is tied to like community and friends and being willing to like talk to people and put yourself in these like uncomfy situations. Yeah. Not that I'm hating on introverts.
And extroverts make more money, don't they?
Do they?
I'm pretty sure. Because it's like the sign, like they network better or something like that.
Huh.
I think that's the mechanism, how that works. But yeah. And then if you make more money, you're happier. Fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Well, if you have your needs
After a
met.
conversation about like attaching your identity to material things.
Let me be clear. After you have all your needs met, it doesn't change your happiness level. Is that true?
Ooh, okay. So there's actually been a lot of kind of critique around that idea. And I only say this because, okay, so I remember last summer I took a course and it was the psychology of happiness, right? I'm a psych minor, but I must say I'm like not an expert. These are just things that like I've learned. And basically, yeah, there was this whole thing about like money buys happiness, and then researchers realized actually wait, no, money actually doesn't buy happiness until it's to a certain point. And basically that point was $70K. So if you earn $70K as your salary, that is basically like the minimum level of happiness. And if you earn any more than that, you won't be more happy. So that was what the science said.
Sorry, are we talking like per year?
Per year. Yeah, per year. No, per day, actually. Yeah.
Now that.
One day, bro, one day. Yeah, and so yeah, everyone was saying, okay, it's 70K. That's the minimum that you need to be happy. If you have less than that, again, you gotta be able
Yeah.
to like pay for your needs, right? But then some researchers also started studying that and found out that actually more money can make you happy to a certain extent, up to like even 100K per year.
Yeah.
But the thing is that if you were unhappy before getting that 70K, 100K, more money actually won't make you happier. It's the
Mhm.
happier people. So if you were happy before the 70K and you kept getting more, you got up to like, let's say like 200K per year, you would have slightly increased levels of happiness. So it actually depends more so on your, I guess, your baseline of happiness. How happy are you? And money can play a part, you know what I mean? Like, money's good to have, it is able to provide so many things in your life. But at the same time, like, money isn't the only thing.
Mhm. Yeah. How much does like family or just community play into the happiness equation?
Oh, I'm actually so glad you asked that. Have you guys heard of the Harvard longitudinal study on adult development?
I've heard of the Oxford study.
Okay, wait.
That's a different thing.
I haven't. I've heard of neither.
No, it's cool. It's actually such an interesting study. But basically, some Harvard scientists followed over 200 families for like 50 plus years, and it was basically just looking at the difference between happy and unhappy folks. And they looked at all these different variables. They looked at their health, they looked at their careers, they looked at if there were happy marriages. And actually what they found is that the single biggest predictor of leading a happy life way later in your like upper years, older years, was your relationships with people, your relationships with family, your relationships with friends. And it was just kind of mind-boggling because you wouldn't think that like, oh, my relationships are going to be the things that, make me happy or not. But it does tie into a lot of other things. I think in your levels of stress, also in accessing friends or family for resources. You know what I mean? Like if you can't pay rent one month, maybe call in mom, be like,
Yeah.
hey, can I have some money? Kind of that sense. And then also access and opportunity to jobs.
Mhm.
And there's also like psychological reasons as to why your relationships can help or hinder your well-being. So friends and family are huge in creating happiness. And I feel like in this day and age, I've heard that there's this like epidemic of loneliness, and that is probably like the single most enemy to friends and family and like having fulfilling relationships.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. So essentially, don't cut off your situationship. Keep them in your life until you're 60.
You said benefit or hinder.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a hinder part to it.
Okay, yeah, no, never mind.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I would definitely say that. You got to be careful the people that you let into your life. Have you guys heard of a thing where it's like you are the 5 people you surround yourself with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I honestly feel like people are too careful of who they let into their lives. Like, I understand that you should be a little careful of, who you're surrounding yourself with, like the 5 people. But I think the loneliness epidemic exists mainly because people are like they're too cautious and they're too quick to judge, and everyone's just like afraid of being hurt. I think people nowadays are too afraid of being hurt, and they don't want to mix friend groups, They don't like earlier people just used to introduce their friends because they think that you guys would look good together, like in a romantic sense. Yeah. Why are we not playing Cupid anymore? Like, I think we need to bring that back.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And like also a lot of research on like, why are people so lonely and all this. There have been reasons behind the sense that people just like don't feel comfortable like introducing themselves or like going up into groups. That's why I say like extroverts are more likely to be happy than introverts because they kind of have broken down those fears and anxieties. Another thing too though is that I feel like you'll always feel scared, trying to introduce yourself to other people because you never know how people are going to react, right?
Yeah.
But I think the point is to overcome that and just do it anyways. You know what I mean? Like do it
Yeah.
scared, do it nervous, do it worried or whatever. And actually, research does show that people tend to respond pretty positively when you go and introduce yourself to them, or you tend to talk to them. I think you're right. Like, we definitely need more of that. I think also there is something about like social media, how everyone's like a screenager now, and how that has also like disconnected us. And low key, I love social media. I am on it all the time. I Reddit, Pinterest, Instagram. Like, I love social media.
Oh, the tech billionaires would love you.
Yeah. someone sponsor me. I'll be the ambassador. Yeah, but I totally get how it's kind of like disconnected us. And actually, it's so funny because something else that is just random lore about me, but like I didn't get my first phone until I was like, I don't know, 17 or 18 years old. But like growing up, all my friends had phones and all this stuff from like 11 or 12 years old. And that was kind of a huge, not huge, but I feel like there
That's
was
a barrier.
difference.
There's
It was
a barrier. For
barrier,
sure.
yeah. I begged my parents. I'm like, please, can I get a phone? Like, what? My friends have Snapchat. How am I going to talk to them? And they're like, nope, not until you start working. Like, not until you get a job. That was their thing. And I think I realized that I was better able to talk to people because, for example, like, there'd be random situations where I would have to ask a stranger to use their phone. I was at the fair once, and my brother, we went on a ride, but he ate too much cotton candy before getting on the ride, and he was just like, he was not doing good. Thankfully, he didn't like puke his guts out at the fair, but I was like, okay, we gotta go home.
Yeah.
I didn't have a phone. I had to go up to this old lady, and I was like, hey, like, can I use your phone to call my family? So it kind of like forced me to like
You have to actually learn to talk to people. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And also, like, when I was standing in line, like, I couldn't just like whip out my phone and like do stuff. I had to like, you know,
Think.
entertain myself in other ways.
Yeah.
Present.
Yeah, which is so scary. You know, it's so easy to just get overstimulated and like listen to like podcasts and music. Listen to this podcast while you're waiting in line. Shameless
No,
plug.
don't do it. It's a waste of your time. Yeah.
Just skip through all of Ross's bits.
Yeah.
If anything, replay that part.
Where the guest is talking or I'm talking.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, this is basically my podcast. Like, I don't know what you're.
Uh-huh.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Name on the title. Sorry.
holy shit, I forgot my point completely.
Oh, it's
Name
really
on the, That's
cool.
fine. That's fine. Name on the title. Is there a final segment that we should do?
How good are you at math?
Ooh, I took a stats class last term, but it kind of ruined
Which one?
Soci 418, and it's like social science statistics, but there's like math to it.
I was low-key hoping for like Stat 201 because that class ruined me.
No, I hear you. Even like the first stats class I took it was a lot, bruh. But I can like kind of do it. What's your plan?
So the name of the game is Math or Spill.
Oh,
So
Math or spill. Math or spill.
go on.
Well, that's it. It's just two
That's it?
times.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's whatever. So you can either do a math question that we choose, or you can tell us an embarrassing story.
okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Which one?
Oh, I have to pick now. I'm gonna do the math question first. Is there multiple rounds of this?
No, this is one round.
One round.
And if you get the question wrong, you have to spill anyway.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. So it sounds like either way to spill. I'm gonna try the math question.
Okay. I got one.
Oh, it's mental math.
Yep.
Okay.
Mental math. 517
Mm-hmm.
divided by 7.
You have
The light kind of went out of
To
my eyes
two.
when you said divide. I was like, okay, add it.
To 2 decimal points.
Wow. Okay.
God, okay.
517 divided by 7.
You have 15 seconds.
Oh wow.
No,
okay.
you have.
15.
We'll give you as much time as you need. We'll
Oh, we're gonna be
we'll
here
speed
forever,
this.
guys.
We'll speed this part up in
Gotta
the
give
edit.
me- okay. Okay. Oh, this might be really wrong. I'm just gonna try.
Yep.
42.
Mm-hmm.
No, wait. 42.20.
Okay, so the question was 517
Mm-hmm.
divided by 7, and your answer is
42.20.
20.
20, yes.
The correct answer is 73.85.
That's what I was
It's
gonna say
time
next.
to spill.
That's what I was gonna say next, but I just, I only had.
How did you, like, the difference between those two numbers is huge.
The one and the
Yeah.
Like,
No,
I'm not judging because I would have done the same thing. I'm just like curious.
You could have gone 51, and then because it's 517, and then 7 times 7 is 49. So for the 51,
Yeah.
you could have done, and then you would have gotten the 7, and then it would have been the one. Or like
So it's a math class now? It's a math class now?
Next week for your next math lesson.
Gonna be a math teacher.
No,
I
that's
should
fine, that's
also
fine.
emphasize. But it was fun.
Be a math teacher.
We'll see. I could do like grade 1 math. What's 2 plus 2?
In any
That was
case,
the best math.
Guys.
it's time to hear an embarrassing story.
Okay, this is something that actually happened quite recently.
Yes. Oh yes.
Okay. So I was going to the gym, not here at UBC, going to a gym another time, and I had took off my stuff, put my boots on this boot rack, and I went and I did my workout, and then I came back from my workout and I was about to go home, and I was gonna put on my shoes, and I looked at some shoes on the shoe rack, and I was like, wait, where are my shoes? Like, did someone take them? Mind you, I have very generic black bloodstones. I feel like everyone has them. So I was like, okay, this is weird. I went to the front desk. I was like, hey guys, do you see anyone who left with some boots? Or I think I asked, oh, where's your lost and found? Because I think someone took my boots. And they're like, oh, okay, we have a lost and found in the corner or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I went and I looked and I was like, okay, it's not there. And then I told them I think someone took my shoes. And they're like, oh no. And I was like, do you know who came through? They're like, we don't know. I was like, do you have security cameras? They're like, no. I'm like, oh, okay. So then they're like, okay, yeah, let's just go back and check to make sure that your shoes are actually gone. I go back and I look at the shoes. They were actually mine. My boots were there.
Oh, they were just sat there.
They were just sat there, and they were the boots that I was looking at the whole time. I'm like, no, this can't be mine. And I was looking at the shoes with one of the front desk
And
staff.
so they were right next to you.
And they were like,
Yeah.
so you're saying these aren't yours? I was like, no, they're not mine. I had to keep going with the lie, guys.
Mhm.
I had
You
to.
didn't fess up.
I didn't. Guys, I was so I was
So
strong
how'd you get
in it.
home?
I actually had my runners. So the shoes that I used when I worked out, I had
And
those on.
How did you get your shoes back?
Guys,
You didn't?
it took a few days. So I waited a
Oh
few days.
My
Because I just need to make sure that the staff turned over.
Yeah.
I remember I drove back to the gym one day and I was praying in the car. I'm like, Lord Jesus, please let's just make sure no one's at the front desk so they see me taking the shoes. I walk in, guys, front desk empty. God is good. I go, my shoes are still there. I pick them up and I go home.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's a really embarrassing.
it was quite, no, you guys are there's only one other person that knew that happened.
Hey, and
Oh
now
my
it's
God.
out to the world.
Now
Yeah.
the entire world knows because everyone watches the podcast.
So
Thanks
guys,
for playing Math or Spill.
Oh, 100%.
And thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. You guys do such cool things here.
This was a fun episode.
Yeah.
What's happening next week, I guess?
Oh, new math lesson. This time we do derivatives.
Oh, God bless. I could do division. I feel like derivatives is
Yeah.
get me out. Cool.
This has been another episode of Who Is with Ross Oteri. Go with God, friends.
God is good.
This has been a Valenoff production. Who Is with Ross Oteri is recorded at CITR 101.9 FM on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Musqueam people. The podcast is hosted and produced by Ross Oteri, executive produced by me, Medha Sood, edited by Sultan Sukarai, with graphic design by Heath Johnson, incidental music by Sean Henry Ikpa, and theme by Ethan Goring. We'd love to hear your story. Fill out the guest intake form and you too may be featured on the show. Bye.